What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Dynasty. What we got for you guys today, I wanted to just do a 12-team Superflex tight end premium PPR rookie mock. We're about a week away from the combine, probably even sooner once this video gets posted. And what I wanted to do was just show you guys where the ADPs are at. I have a group of people from the Destination Devy Discord in here. One of the best things you guys can do for your fantasy football knowledge is to join a group of like-minded individuals to just talk and discuss Dynasty. We have our own Discord over here at Let's Talk Dynasty. Make sure you join it. It's going to be in the banner linked or in the description of this video. But without further ado, let's just hop right into it. I want to pull up this mock draft and get things started. So you see here, man, we're in Sleeper. We got a queue. It's 4 rounds, 12 teams. Superflex PPR tight end premium, like I said. So let's just start the draft. And let's really get into it. So you see, I'm first on the clock. This is super easy for me, man. This is who everybody has been tanking for. This is who everybody has been wanting to get. Quote unquote, a generational prospect. And the truth is, he probably is. I am going to be selecting Bijan Robinson with the 101. So let's just see how the rest of this pans out, man. Sleeper has been pretty decent with keeping up with ADPs. And that is our first guys off the board. Anthony Richardson at the 102, Bryce Young at the 103, 104 CJ Stroud. And then I would assume here we're going to see probably the last of the quarterbacks come off the board. Will Levis. Yep, and that's who it is. So that is typically what you are going to see in your Superflex rookie drafts this year. You're going to see Bijan, and then you're likely going to see 3, if not all 4 of the quarterbacks come off the board fairly quickly. That has been the consensus, and that is really how things have been going in most of these rookie mocks that I've been doing. But you see, after Will Levis, they went back. They grabbed Jahmyr Gibbs at the 106. Fellow Vikings fan, I see. So hopefully he was drafting Jahmyr Gibbs as the new Vikings running back if they end up moving on from Dalvin Cook. But we'll see. I think Jahmyr Gibbs actually shows me a lot of what Dalvin Cook is me as a running back prospect. A little bit of Alvin Kamara as well. I know a lot of people make that comparison, but yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Jahmyr Gibbs. But then you see Jackson Smith and Jigba at the 107, Jordan Addison at the 108, and Quentin Johnson at the 109. And for the most part, this mock has went pretty to the book for the most part. This is typically what you see, but this right here at this 110, this is where the drafts really start getting interesting, and there's a lot of variance depending on your league mates, depending on what they're drafting for. Maybe your league mates are drafting for team need. I don't suggest drafting team need. I always suggest drafting the best player available, but maybe they're drafting for team need. And this is where things are going to start getting interesting. So we will see how things start going from there. And you see C. Smith, DR, drafts Zach Charbonnet at the 110, and then Devon A-Chain at the 111. And then we have B. Marks going here with Michael Mayer. So I am on the clock here. You just see we got a list of people here, right? Keyshawn Butte, Josh Downs, Zach Evans, Sean Tucker, Tank Bigsby, Kendre Miller, Zay Flowers, Jalen Hyatt. And I'm really not looking much further down than there. But I know he had a down year, and I know a lot of people are worried about possible character concerns and things like that. But at the end of the day, man, I think he is the most talented player on the board. I would possibly be looking at Josh Downs, but I am going to be drafting Keyshawn Butte out of LSU with the 201. So I'm going to be starting off my draft with Bijan Robinson and Keyshawn Butte. So Matt takes Zay Flowers. Donkey Bonk. Let's see what he ends up going with. Josh Downs, the player that I was talking about. And keep in mind, guys, that this year's draft class is pretty deep. I know a lot of people were worried about the wide receivers, and a lot of people were worried about, XYZ. But the more that I've been doing these mocks and the more that I've been watching mock drafts of other people doing them, I'm seeing that there's players here at this 205, 206, 207 in this 12-team rookie draft that I still want on my teams. So let's just catch up and let's see where things are at. But Josh Downs, 203, we already talked about that. Kendre Miller, I'm a big fan of Kendre Miller. He went at the 2-4, running back out of TCU. Jalen Hyatt, 205. Zach Evans, 206. Hendon Hooker, 207. And in Superflex, I don't hate the Hendon Hooker pick. He looked solid, man. He's a little bit older, but Superflex, those quarterbacks are valuable, man. So if you can take a quarterback that you feel like has some upside, I'm not opposed to taking it. So Hendon Hooker, that 207. Sean Tucker out of Syracuse at 208. Tank Bigsby, running back out of Auburn, at 209. And we're back at C. Smith TFDR. That's the fantasy draft room. Check them out too if you guys are looking for more content. They're in the Destination Devy Discord. They they are grinding all the time, man. It feels like most of the time the only people really posting stuff in that channel, the Share Your Work channel, is those guys over at TFDR and myself. So check them out, man. They do mock drafts all the time. So I know he's a vet, and he's going to go Rashee Rice. And then we got our guy, Dynasty Barry. Let's see what Dynasty Barry does at the 211 here. And he goes Tajay Spears. Tajay Spears is sneaky, man. He's a sleeper. I like Tajay. We'll see what happens with him as far as draft capital. And then Marvin Mims at the 212. Now, for me, I'm looking at this board, right? And there's a couple names that pop up. Some of the names that I'm looking at, I see Cedric Tillman, I see Chase Brown, I see Dalton Kincaid, I see Deuce Vaughn, I see Roshan Johnson, Darnell Washington, Kenny McIntosh. Those are really the names that pop up the most to me. But keep in mind, this rookie draft is a tight end premium draft. So I will be going Dalton Kincaid out of Utah at 3.1. So that is who I'm going to be drafting. Roshan Johnson there, the 302. You see some of the stuff in here. Shocking. Cody staring down Sharbs. Did I purposely switch my draft slot? Possibly. Missed out on Tajay, and he's so far down sleeper ADP. It's silly. Yeah, there. Tajay Spears is really he's a sleeper, and I know the Destination Devy guys love him. Everybody who's a part of that Discord has really been watching the tape with Ray and grinding that and seeing where we're at. But not bad. Tajay Spears there, that 211. So good pick, Dynasty Barry. Let's go back here to the roster. You see where we're at. Bijan, Keyshawn Butte, and Dalton Kincaid. I feel great about this draft so far. Israel, don't even ask me to say his last name. But he's pretty good. There's some concerns with him that I think are going to need to be addressed. There's going to be some draft capital question marks. Is he going to get the draft capital we want out of a running back? It's yet to be seen, but 303, that's what he's going to go and do. Luke Musgrave, 304. Kenny McIntosh, 305. And Xavier Hutchinson is going to go there at 306. So let's just look at what some of these other guys have been doing for their teams real quick. You see, let's check out what the guys over at TFDR got. Got Zach Charbonnet and Rashee Rice. Not a bad draft so far. Dynasty Barry, Devon A-Chain, Tajay Spears. You see Deuce Vaughn just went off the board at the 307. And then let's just keep making our way down. Matt has Anthony Richardson, Zay Flowers, and Roshan Johnson. Donkey has Bryce Young, Josh Downs, Israel. I'm going to need to learn how to say his last name, man. That's just the way it's going to be. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt. Ty has CJ Stroud, Kendre Miller, Luke Musgrave. I actually really like this roster right now so far. And keep in mind, we're not drafting rosters, but I do like this draft so far for Ty Declare. Cedric Tillman just came off the board. That's pretty late for Cedric Tillman. He's shown a lot of flashes in college, and I do like him. 308 is a good price to pay for that guy right there. The Walking Dead gets Will Levis, Jalen Hyatt, Kenny McIntosh. That is a good draft so far as well. Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Evans, and Xavier Hutchinson. Not a bad draft either. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Hendon Hooker, and Deuce Vaughn. Z Wales gets Jordan Addison, Sean Tucker, Cedric Tillman. And Alex gets Quentin Johnston, Tank Bigsby, and Parker Washington. And then last but not least, B Marks gets Michael Mayer, Marvin Mims. And you see here Chase Brown or PJ Washington comes off the board for Alex or Parker Washington, and Chase Brown, Dwayne McBride, and Muhammad Ibrahim for the wrap up there. And I'm looking at the board right here, man, and there's not a lot really at this point in the draft. There's still some players that I like. Some names that I'm looking at are Darnell Washington, Raheem Jarrett, Eric Gray. I don't mind taking a shot at Stetson Bennett here. I don't mind taking a shot at Max Dugan or Jaron Hall. But other than that, that's really what I'm looking at. And so I think for the sake of this being tight end premium, I think I'm just going to go Darnell Washington, man. He's a giant of a tight end prospect. You can never have enough tight ends and tight end premium, in my opinion. I'm going to take the guy who I think has the most upside, and you're going to be able to stash him on a taxi squad for a year or two and let him develop and see what you got out of him. So I'm chasing the tight end prospect, Darnell Washington, and that is how I am going to be wrapping up my draft here. So let's see how the rest of this draft finishes. You see Matt on the clock right here at that 402. What he's going to take, it looks like he's going to buy into that tight end as well. Let's just follow along with the things. So he takes Tucker Kraft. You see, goes into the tight end. We got Raheem Jarrett come off the board for Donkey. And now we are here with Ty. Ty for his last pick. It looks like what I would be looking at here is I'd probably be looking at Stetson Bennett or Eric Gray. And he's going to go with Chris Rodriguez. Don't hate it. Like I said, at this point in the draft, you're basically just taking jump shots, right? You're trying to see upside out of a player, and you want to just draft any upside you can see. Maybe here's where you're going to let draft capital kind of weigh things out for you. Maybe here's where you're going to let landing spot weigh things out for you. But at the end of the day, you're trying to take anybody who you think will have the opportunity to have an opportunity to do something at the next level. So there you go. You see this. Walking Dez ends up finishing his draft with Evan Hull. And then you get Eric Gray to Gansito. That is a sneaky pick for Baker Noodle. He's going to get Nathaniel Dell. Nathaniel Dell's been getting quite a bit of hype on fantasy Twitter right now. So I do not hate that pick for him. Wales is going to finish his draft with Malik Cunningham to pair with Jordan Addison, Sean Tucker, Cedric Tillman. Alex is going to finish his draft with the group of Quentin Johnston, Tank Bigsby, Parker Washington, and Jaden Hasselwood. Then you get C. Smith, TFDR, the fantasy draft room. They're going to finish it with A.J. Perry. If you're on Sleeper, you saw that he has been trending on the ads for the last couple days. Or A.T., my bad, A.T. Perry. And then last but not least, you see Max Dugan, man. Mr. Irrelevant. Not a bad draft from everybody. So I just want to recap this. You guys see my final draft that I had here, drafting from the 101 in 12-team Superflex PPR tight end premiums, was Bijan Robinson, Kayshon Boutte, Dalton Kincaid, and Darnell Washington. So that is it, guys. If you are a fan of the show, if you want to support the show, if you want to continue seeing videos like this come out each and every day, multiple times a week, go ahead, and the best thing you can do for a small channel like mine is like the video, subscribe to the content, and comment on the content as well. So let's really start diving into this rookie class, man. I know it is getting close to the combine. It is getting close to that time of the year that we're going to be pushing further and further. I myself need to dive in a little bit deeper, especially as we get into those later rounds. You see that third and fourth round. A couple of those names I'm only somewhat familiar with. You see it, but we're going to be diving in together. And yeah, man, let's do what we got to do. Let's talk Dynasty, and let's let's get things going. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.